welcome to your leg strength and mobility workout. Today we'll be doing an abridged yoga flow and then some Pilates exercises. So you just need your yoga mat. I also have some yoga blocks for some assistance when we do our balancing poses, as well as a yoga strap. You could sub the yoga strap for a belt or a t-shirt or whatever you have lying around the house. Again, that is just for extra assistance when we're doing our stretches at the end. So just join me on the mat. We'll start by standing at the front. Feet hip width and distance and parallel, and just relax your arms by your side. Take a deep inhale, raise your arms overhead, and then exhale, side out, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, plant your hands down, walk your feet to the back of the mat, and just bring your hips up and come right into downward facing dog. Stretch out your shoulders. Pedal out your feet. And then bend your right knee, turn your toes to the left, and then stretch out the left side of your body. Turn your toes to the right, bend your left knee, stretch out the right side. And just pedal out a few more times. Take a breath here. And then walk your hands up to the top of your mat. Again, inhale, halfway lift to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And just let it hang. Maybe grab opposite elbows and let your head hang heavy. Maybe sway your head, sway side to side. And shake your head no. Shake your head yes. And then on your next inhale, slowly roll up. Raise your arms overhead. And then exhale, lower the arms. All right, let's get right into it. Inhale, raise your arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift to a flat back. Exhale, drop your hands and come straight into downward facing dog. Lift your right knee toward the ceiling and then lift your hips and bring it open, bringing your knee toward the ceiling. And then bring your knee back to your chest. Plant your foot down between your hands. Find your footing. You want hip width distance in your stance. Rotate that back foot to 45 degrees and then come up into your warrior one. Let's stay here for a breath and then come right into warrior two, pivoting the other foot out parallel to the back of the mat. Come right into reverse warrior, reaching up for the ceiling as you bring your left hand back. Then come forward, come into your extended side angle. You can either look up or look down, and then come back to reverse warrior. Triangle, so straighten your front leg, reach forward, and then either reach for your shin or the mat. A block would also help here, and again, you can either look up or look down. And then turn toward the front of your mat. Take your right foot back, come into downward facing dog, and then open up your left hip. Bring your left knee toward the ceiling, and you can open up your hip to the side, and then bring your left knee to your chest. Plant your foot, swivel that right foot at a 45-degree angle, come up to warrior one, and then we go right into warrior two. Reverse your warrior, and then extended side angle, looking up or looking down. Just reach and stretch the side of your body. And then reverse your warrior. Triangle, so straighten your front leg and then reach forward and then reach toward the ceiling. Turn your body towards your mat. Take your left foot back, come into downward facing dog. And then we just walk our foot back to the top of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, rise up to standing. Saluting the sky, raising our arms up, and then exhale, arms come down. Let's do that one more time. Arms overhead. Exhale, come down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then walk your hands back. Downward facing dog. Now, bring your right knee up. And I forgot to do this earlier, but let's take a few knee circles here. So we're going to create some circles in the air with our knee. I did 3 here, and then I'm going to reverse the circle, just opening up the hip. Okay, and then we bring our right knee into our chest, plant that foot down, swing that left foot to an angle, and then come up to your warrior 1, warrior 2, reverse your warrior, extended side angle, reverse, triangle, reach forward, straighten that front leg, and then turn to your mat. Frame your foot with your hands, bring your foot back, come into downward facing dog. Left foot now, so open up your left hip and circle that knee 3 times in each direction. Okay, that left knee comes to your chest, plant that left foot down, swing that right foot at an angle, and then come into your warrior 1. Warrior 2, reverse your warrior, extended side angle. Reverse your warrior, then straighten that front leg, reach forward as far as you can, stretching that hamstring out, and then come into your triangle. Okay, turn to your mat, and bring that left foot back, come into downward facing dog, and walk your feet back. Let's inhale to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, slowly rise up, rolling your spine up and bringing your arms overhead. And then exhale. All right, let's do this 2 more times, and I'm going to add a few extra stretching poses toward the end. So inhale, raise your arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands down, come into downward facing dog. And make sure your peace fingers are pointed toward the corners of your mat. Your pointer finger is pointing straight. Feel your elbows rotate out externally, and the inside of your elbows are reaching toward the front. Okay, so just like before, we raise our knee, open up the hip, and then bring the knee to the chest, plant the foot down, swing that left foot, warrior 1, and then warrior 2. Reverse, extended side angle, reverse, and triangle. Okay, this is where you might want to grab your blocks. So, here the blocks would be useful for regular triangle because it provides some support. And you can focus more on stretching the left side of your body as your right side is supported. Now, we're going to do revolved triangle. So you're going to twist your body, left hand down, right hand up, and twist your thoracic spine around, twisting your ribs around your spine. And then if you want an even deeper stretch, your left hand can go on the outside of your right foot. Okay? Now grab your blocks, turn your feet so your toes are facing the front of the mat. Walk your blocks about 6 inches in front of your feet. Put all your weight into your front leg, slide your foot up, and then come into your supported warrior 3. So the blocks here provide support, and then as you gain confidence, you can start to lift your chest up even more. Spread all 5 toes on your right foot, and then drag the toes back toward your heels like you're trying to scrunch up the mat with your foot, and you should feel your arches hollow out, so it's like a suction cup. That will give you more strength and support in your balance. And then you can either have your hands on your hips, raised overhead, or out to the side. Now, come up to standing, keeping that left foot floating for single leg mountain pose, like this. Okay, and then you want to plant the sole of your left foot against your inner thigh for tree. Just hold it here. Now grab your 2 peace fingers on your left hand, and then use them to grab your big toe. And straighten your leg as far as you can in front of you for extended hand foot. And then try to straighten your foot if you can. Okay, you could bend that leg, put it on the ground. Be grateful for having both feet on the ground. And then we go right into the other side. So inhale, raise your arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. I'm going to move my blocks out of the way. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, and come down into your downward facing dog. Okay, now bring your left foot toward the ceiling. And then bring your left knee to your chest, plant your foot down, swivel your right foot to the other side, and then come into your warrior 1. Warrior 2. Reverse your warrior. And then extended side angle. Reverse. Straighten your front leg, come into triangle. And you can have your blocks here, which I will do. So we had our blocks here. And then we revolved our triangle. So we plant the right hand down, left hand comes into the air. And then that right hand can go on the outside of the foot for a deeper stretch. Okay, turn to face the front of your mat. Place your blocks ahead of your foot. You're going to float that right leg up and then come into a supported warrior 3 pose. So spread all 5 toes on your left foot, pull them towards your heels, hollow out your arches, and then come up to warrior 3 if you can. And then it might even help to bend the knee first and then straighten it out. Okay, keep that right leg floating as you come into one-legged mountain pose. Plant the sole of your foot onto your inner thigh. And if your leggings are slippery like mine are, it might just slip off your legs. Then take your peace fingers on your right hand, grab your big toe for extended hand foot. Then bend your knee, plant your foot down. One more time on each side. Inhale, raise your arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands down. Come into downward facing dog. All right, bend your right knee, raise it toward the sky, and then bring it toward your chest. Plant it by your hands. Swing that left foot at an angle. Come into warrior 1. Warrior 2. I hope this is getting more familiar with you the more you do the sequence. Reverse your warrior. And then extended side angle. Reverse. And then triangle. Straighten that front leg, reach toward the front of the room. And then reach your left hand up. All right, if you need a block, you can revolve your triangle that way, or you could just reach toward your shin or the floor. And then turn to face your mat. Straighten your toes. Have them parallel facing the front. And then press all your feet into your front leg. Come into warrior 3. And then try not to let your hips open out to the side. Do your best to square them. So think of the bony parts of your hips at the front as headlights, as headlights to a car. You want them pointing forward, okay? And then you can come up to single-legged mountain pose. Single-legged mountain pose, and then tree. Too busy talking that I can't find my balance. And then extended hand foot. If you want an extra challenge and an extra twist, use your right hand to grab your left foot on the outside for a revolved extended hand foot. And then look behind you. I'm struggling. And then plant your foot down. I was so busy talking, I wasn't thinking about my balance. Okay, other side. Inhale, raise your arms over your head. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands down, walk your feet back, downward facing dog. All right, left knee bends, open it toward the ceiling, give it a nice stretch, and then bring your knee to your chest, plant it down, swing the right foot at an angle, and then rise up to warrior one. Sink deeper into your stretch. This is the last one, so make it good. Warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Extended side angle. Reverse. And then triangle, straighten that front leg, reach forward, and then hand comes down. Left, right arm reaches up. Try not to collapse into your pose. Allow your body to lift from the ground. Think of pushing your feet down so much, it lifts your upper body up. And then turn to face the mat. Float that left foot behind you, and then come into your warrior three. Bring that right foot. I might be mixing up my directions. Bend that right knee, bring it ahead of you for single leg mountain, and then the sole of your foot comes against your thigh for tree. And your arms don't need to be up for tree. They can be at your hips. Grab the big toe with your peace fingers, straighten it, and then, if you're feeling adventurous, grab the outside of your foot with your left hand, bring your right hand behind you, and look behind you. Bend your knee. You can put it down. And that was our flow. So let's just take a couple extra stretches here by sitting down. We can start with a simple twist. So keep your left leg, keep your right leg bent, left knee comes in, and then bring your left hand behind you. Right elbow comes onto the left knee, and then just twist. So draw your shoulders away from your ears. Don't let them hunch up too much. And sit taller in your twist, growing taller from your lower back. Okay, then switch your twist. Right knee comes up, right hand goes back, left elbow on the right knee. Again, grow taller in your twist, crown of the head reaching toward the ceiling. Okay, and then untwist yourself. Next, we'll just do a forward fold. So we've been doing a lot of standing forward folds. Let's just try them sitting down. So I'm not going to give you any specific directions on how to do it. Just do it, and you should feel the stretch in your lower back and in your hamstrings and calves. Don't try to force it. Just allow gravity to do the work. And yeah, just forward fold. And just let it happen. Inhale, and then exhale, sink deeper into your fold. You can come out of your fold for your inhale, and then exhale, just let everything go and sink deeper. All right, let's come back up to sitting. Next, we have our Pilates sequence. So we're gonna start by standing, and you don't need your yoga blocks anymore. And I will stand facing the side of my mat, and you can do that too. It doesn't really matter if your feet are off the mat, but this is where I'm gonna be at. So feet are parallel, hip width and distance. We start with 2x4. So lift your abs and ribs up, growing taller. Crown of the head reaching toward the ceiling. Now maintain that lift. Now lift your heels, come onto the balls of your feet. And then bend your knees as your heels stay lifted. Then bring your heels down, keeping your knees bent, then straighten the knees. We do this 5 times. Lift the heels, bend the knees, lower the heels, straighten the knees. So this is called 2x4, and the reason why is because in Pilates, you can actually do this while standing on the edge of a 2x4 piece of wood. So that will challenge your balance even more. Let's do, oh, I messed that one up. Lift the heels, bend the knees, lower the heels, straighten the knees. Let's do one more. Lift the heels, bend the knees, lower the heels, straighten the knees. Now we reverse it. We bend the knees first, lift the heels, and then straighten the knees as the heels stay lifted, and then lower the heels. So this one I find is a lot harder. Okay, straighten those knees, and then lower. Good. Maintain that lift. It's okay to stop and check everything is in the right place. Even I forget sometimes. Whew. Bend the knees, lift the heels, straighten, and lower. Let's do one more. Bend, lift, straighten, and lower. Okay, great. Next, we'll have some plie squats. So turn your feet to the corners of your mat, and you want them wider than your hips. Nothing specific about it. And then just bend your knees, and it's like a horse pose in yoga, but we're just gonna do a few of these squats. Let's do this 10 times. So we're halfway through. Keep that lift. And keep lifting as you come down and grow taller as you come up. Good. 2 more. All right, next we have plies with heel lifts. So I usually like to narrow my stance a little bit more for this. And so you're going to come into your plie and then tuck your tailbone, pushing your pelvis forward. That will activate your glutes more. And then lift your right heel, lift your left heel, lower the right, lower the left. Let's do that 5 times. Right, left, right, left. One more. And switch. We do the left first, then the right. Left, right. Keep that lift. Grow taller out of your waist. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Let's make this the last one. Hold it. Sink deeper into your plie. And then straighten your legs and lower the heels. Ooh, I thought I was gonna fall. Okay, so now you can face the front of your mat. We are going to do single leg kicks. So we're going to lie down, come onto your stomach, and have your hands in front of you. You're gonna be propped up on your elbows. You can either have your forearms parallel or hands together. I balled my hand into a fist and cupped it with the other. Your legs are straight behind you, pressed together, and reaching long. Now, press your forearms down and pull your elbows toward your hips like you're trying to scrunch up your mat. And press your pubic down or your hips down into the mat so much you lift your lower belly off the mat. It may not be noticeable to the person next to you, but if you are feeling that lift, you are doing it right. Now gaze forward, draw your shoulders away from your ears. Kick your seat 2 times with your right leg. Kick, kick, then your left. Kick, kick. Now keep doing that. We'll do 4 on each side. Kick, kick. Maintain that lift. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. Pull the elbows towards your hips. 1 more. Kick, 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 kick. Now start with the left leg. Kick, 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 kick. And reach your leg long before you kick your seat, like you're trying to reach the back of the room. Good. Anchor your hips down. 1 more on each side. Kick, kick. Good. Now, you can take a child's pose. And then let's come into tabletop position. So, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. I call this knee circles. So we are going to bring our right knee to our chest and then open that knee out to the right. Bring it behind you, knee pointing down, heel pointing toward the sky. And then let's do that one more time. Knee to chest, bring it out, heel toward the sky, and then come back to neutral. Now, let's add in some cat-cows to also throw in some spinal mobility. So you might be familiar with cat and cow. So I'll show you how it's done. So bring your knee to your nose, rounding your spine up like a cat. Bring your knee out. And then arch your back as your heel lifts toward the ceiling. Let's do two more of those. So knee to nose. Knee comes out to the side. Heel coming up. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. One more time. Knee to nose. And then bring it out. Heel toward the sky as you arch your back. And then set your knee down. Let's do the other leg. Just keep your back neutral for the first two. We open it out. Heel comes toward the ceiling. And then bring it back down. Knee to chest. Come out. Heel toward the sky. And then we could start adding in the spinal articulation. Bring your knee to nose. Open your knee out. And then bring the heel toward the sky. So spinal articulation is just a fancy word for joint movement. One more time. Okay, so that was actually just one direction on each leg. We're going to reverse direction now. So instead of bringing knee to nose, our heels will come straight up. Let's arch our back and then bring the knee out to the side. Bring your knee to nose, inflating that space between your shoulder blocks and pushing the heels of your hands down. Two more times like that. Open out to the side, round your back, arch your back, out to the side, and then knee to nose. Other leg. Heel comes toward the sky. Bring your knee out, and then knee to nose. I'm not concerned with whether your foot is flexing or pointing. My foot is kind of just doing all of the above. So there is no rhyme or reason to it. It's more about hip and spinal mobility for this exercise. Okay, set your knees down. Now, we will do the side kicks. So you will be lying down on your side, the back of your body lined up with the back edge of your mat. You can either be propped up, your head propped up in your hand, or propped up on your forearm. I think it's easier to be lying down like this. Okay, so your body should be in a straight line from your elbows, shoulders to hips. Your feet are going to flex, stack on top of each other, and then lift them forward to the front of your mat. Bring your other hand in front of your waist, slightly touching your body. Now pull and squeeze your waist in and feel it pull away from your arm ever so slightly. So the person next to you might not see it, but as long as you feel it in your body, then you're doing it right. Then lift that top leg up to hip height, and we kick front and back 5 times. Kick, kick, back, back, front, front, back, back. It's okay if you limit your range of motion for the first couple. Here. Okay. Actually, let's do 5 more. 5 was not enough. So for this exercise, make sure your whole body is still. Imagine you're balancing hot cups of coffee on your shoulder. You don't want your swinging leg to rattle those cups and spill that coffee. So let's do 5 more. 1, 2, or 1, 2. So 10 of these. So press that palm of your hand down, lifting your waist off the mat, and anchor that heel of the bottom foot down. Okay, and then hover that leg above the other one. Now we have up and down. So bring that foot up 14 inches and then down to our start position. Let's do that 5 times. Imagine there's a penny underneath your heel and you're pushing it against the wall. So you need to stretch that foot out to keep that penny from falling. And as you push your foot up, press the other foot down to push it away, and then bring it down. Circle. Circle your front leg or your top leg forward, up, and back. 5 times. Drawing nice even circles about 14 inches in diameter. And reverse your circle. We go back, up, front, and down. Last one. Okay, now bring your knee into your chest. Bring your knee toward the sky. Heel or sole of the foot comes down onto the mat, and you grab your foot from the outside, letting it anchor into the ground. Open your knee up toward the sky for inner thigh circles. So small circles. So, no, these are called inner thigh circles. So lift your bottom foot up and draw circles. Just tiny circles, maybe 6 inches across. In each direction, we just go 5 times. And then reverse. 1, 2, keep everything still. 4, and 5. And then set that foot down. And then stack your feet, roll onto your stomach, and turn to the other side. I'm actually gonna turn around, but you can just turn to face the other side. If you can still see your computer, that is. Okay. Again, back of the body lines up with the back edge of the mat. Your feet will be flexed, and at the front of your mat, your forearm is right up against your stomach, and pull and squeeze your waist in so you feel it draw away from your arm. Keep your whole body still. Lift that top leg, and then kick front and back 10 times. 1, 2, 1, 2. Keeping the whole body still. Halfway through. And then once you're here, increase your range of motion. Bring your nose to your toes. 2 more. Make sure your hips are stacked right on top of each other. Last one. Back, back. Then stack the feet. We go up and down. Keep that penny along the wall. And press your bottom foot down as you press that foot up, creating tension in our legs. Then bring it down and do some circles. We go up and back, forward, up, and back. Keep them nice and even, slow and controlled. Last one. And reverse your circles. Reach that heel against that wall. Press that bottom foot down and press the palm in front of your body down as well. Lifting your waist away from the mat, not letting it sag. Okay, stack the feet. Then you bend your knee toward the ceiling, reach behind your foot and allow it to plant on the mat. Inner thigh circles. You reach your foot forward, up, and back. Oop. Think of reaching towards the wall with your heel. Now reverse your circle. Reaching with the heel. Ooh, this one's harder. 2 more. Ooh, that one was very hard. Okay, set your feet down. So we'll lie down on our back this time for frog legs. Bring your knees into your chest. Have your arms straight by your sides. And have your feet in an out-turned position, heels together and toes pointing out, about fist-width distance. Really squeeze your heels together here. Press and flatten your arms into the mat. Then press your legs out to a 45-degree angle. Zip your legs up together. And then pull your legs back, resisting gravity. And then press out. Let's do this 5 times. Reach your heels forward and squeeze your heels together as you bring your knees in. Resist gravity as you come in. Last one. Okay, then straighten your legs along the mat. Flex your left foot. Bring your right foot toward the ceiling. Again, flatten everything onto the mat. Have a slight external rotation in your leg, so you want to turn it slightly outward with your heel kind of pointed toward the center. Cross it over the body. Hold here. Anchor your right hip and shoulder down. And then complete your circle by coming down, around, and up. Let's do that 5 times on each side. And as you do your circles, you should feel your lower abs really working hard here. So stretch that feet long like you're trying to touch the ceiling. Last one here. And reverse your circle. We go out, down, and up. Out, down, and up. Reach your fingers forward as you reach your toes long. Flex and anchor that bottom foot down. Keep it still. Last one. And then straighten that leg along the mat. Flex your right foot. Left foot is reaching and comes up. Have it slightly rotated out to the side. Heel facing toward your midline. Cross it over the body. Pause. Anchor your right hip and shoulder down. And then complete your circle. Keep everything still. If I edit out your leg in the video, it should look like your whole body is not moving. Reverse your direction. And then complete your circle. Lower that leg down. Okay, and then last we have some bridge articulation exercises. So bring your heels closer to your hips so that you can almost touch. So that you can touch or almost touch your fingertips toward your heels. Then raise your hips up into a bridge and then lower down. So that is a bridge. Now let's work on moving the spine little by little so that we have maximum mobility in all of our joints. So start by tucking the tailbone up and press your ribs down, forming a small curve in your spine. And then keep tucking that tailbone up. Roll the spine up. Hug your thighs toward your midline, keeping them parallel. And then once your body is in a straight line from your knees to your shoulders, press your shoulder blades down. Roll through your ribs, then your lower back, and then come down onto your tailbone. Let's do this 5 times. So tuck that tailbone and really press your ribs down. Then roll through the spine little by little, pushing your heels down. Try not to arch your back here. Don't let your ribs flare out. Squeeze the waist and close the ribs. And then roll your spine down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Now, have your arms and fingers reaching forward and straight. Press them down, roll your hips up, press your heels down, drive them into the ground, and then roll the spine down in the other direction. Really press them down little by little, opposing one movement with another. So as I come up, my upper back presses down, and then I come all the way up, and as my upper back comes down, my tailbone reaches straight forward, and I'm pressing my pubic bone toward the sky to resist the movement of my upper back. Last one, really hug everything together, firm the inner thighs together as you roll up. Drive through the heels. And then press through your entire foot from all the toes to the heel, like you're forming a triangle. And then roll the spine down. Okay, so we're going to take a few cool down stretches. So bring your right ankle onto your left knee for a supine figure 4 stretch. Bring your left knee forward towards your chest, and then you can hold the back of your leg to deepen your stretch. And then you can set your left foot down, walk it toward the right side of the mat, keeping your ankle on your knee, and then let your knee fall, opening up your hip. And then you can even bend your right knee down, letting gravity pull it down even more. Okay. Now let's do the other side. Your left knee will come onto your left ankle will come onto your right knee. Bring your knee into your chest. And then keep pushing that left knee out to the side and flex that left foot. Set that foot down, walk your foot over to the left side, let your legs drop, and let your left knee open toward the sky. Okay, let's take a few supine twists here. Bring your right knee into your chest and then cross it over the body. And then you can open your arms out to the side. So depending on where you want to feel the stretch more, you could either sink your knee down further into the floor for a lower back stretch, or press your shoulder down for an upper back stretch, or both. And then switch sides. Left knee comes into the chest, cross it over the body and let it fall. So we did a lot of inner thigh work today with the plie squats, with the frog legs. So a really great stretch for this, if you are feeling tight in the inner thighs or you feel sore, is to have a yoga strap or a really long piece of fabric or belt. And you can place it on the ball of your foot, lie down, and then stretch it by pulling your leg toward you. You can also, stretch the calf. There's like a hair here. Stretch the calf by pointing and flexing the foot. Oops. And you want the strap to be on the ball of your foot to be able to really do this and feel the stretch. Okay, you can even open your leg out to the side to get that inner groin stretch. And then pull it if you want a deeper stretch. So this kind of looks like our extended hand foot pose, right? So if that's something you want to be able to do, to be able to reach your foot and hold it in the balance, you need to be able to stretch out your hamstrings and have enough flexibility there. So you can also bring your foot out to the side, stretching the outside of your leg, kind of like the revolved extended hand foot pose. So this will help you to be able to reach that pose. And then switch feet. So you don't need a strap for this. If you are mobile enough, you can just reach your foot and then hold it. But having a strap kind of just makes it easier. And then you can point and flex the toes a few times. Open your foot out to the right or out to the left, if this is your left foot. And then pull on that strap. Don't force it. So this isn't that much of a stretch for me. So don't do anything if it hurts. And then cross it over the body to stretch the outside of your leg. Okay, then you can take your foot out of the strap and you are done with your workout. Okay. So thanks for joining me for that strength and mobility workout. I hope you learned a lot about your body and what its limits and capabilities are. You're a lot stronger and a lot more mobile and flexible than you think, and you can definitely become a lot stronger every day if you keep working at it. So maybe take away, the one thing I would definitely want people to take away from this is that if they stretch a little bit every day and be intentional about it, you don't have to spend like a whole hour stretching in order to get more flexibility. Maybe just 5 to 10 minutes sitting in front of the TV or right before you go to sleep will definitely make a huge difference in your body. So thanks for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed this workout. Bye.